Monday before Christmas, parking lot was empty this morning and everybody decided to show up, which is a good thing, but here it is, I don't know, 6 o'clock. Workers are gone, managers are gone. I'm just doing the paperwork to finish out the day, but complete show before the holidays, which is kind of normal, but kind of good. Hey, I'll take it for what it is going down the line. Just want to show you a walkthrough here of everything that pretty much my buddy Scotty unfortunately is up in Orlando this weekend. Got his Tahoe. That's got the 6L80. That's just about coming out. Or is it out? Oh, it's out. Actually, right underneath it, another 6L80. Got 2 Chevys in for full rebuilds. He's going to get the billet converter just because we've had a lot of issues with just the stock ones, especially with if he does any towing and such. It's a better way to go at this time. Clutch job up on the truck up there. Mazda caddy's in. That's going to be a pull. That's the trans on the Mazda. Got some age to it. Switching off, we got a Hyundai. What's this? Genesis came in today. All the lowers were shot. 160,000 miles. You kind of expect that. Fluid was dark brown. Converter shot on that, so that's coming out. Panel was dropped, so we could check the fluid. Nice Challenger that came in. Same thing. That's a pull. Was on the highway. Shot out some fluid. We did an inspection on the pan and such, and that was shot. And then we got the Charger up top. Again, I think same thing, about 160, 170,000 miles. But more so on that, it's going to be pan covers on for now. We got to place just some parts underneath. It's not a full pull or build. 55 still here, waiting on parts. UPS, FedEx, everything else in the world is slow. USPS, waiting on parts. Hopefully those come in soon. That's just a rebuild on the Power Glide. Actually pretty clean under here. Everything's out, torn apart, ready to go back in. This guy's been cleaning this one up. Got the new fuel tank. Exhaust is pretty new. And then the old trusty police department here in Coral Springs. They sent over a lot of work. This one we actually had already pulled, but on the test drive the front seal was leaking, so we got that out. I just replaced the seal, throw the arm back on, and that'll be it for that. Inventory, trying to keep up as much as we can. A lot of these are for quick swaps when people come in. Mostly Ford and Chevy units for the most part. And then pretty cool thing here. This is I think out of a 70 Mercedes. Had some issues with the torque converter. It was actually an incorrect one that jacked it up pretty good. On top of everything else, the guy never had a dipstick tube in it, or dipstick, I'm sorry. So we're not sure, how we ever checked the fluid along the way. So we did a full build here. This one is out of the Challenger, I believe. Torn apart. Gonna order up all the parts that we need to get it healthy back in the vehicle. And then we got a whole box of the original Mercedes trans. All those parts. The pump went. Converter was messed up a lot of the innards there, and then just the rest of the build here for the builders in the back. Crazy Monday, what do we got? Every 6 lifts, they're all full of cars underneath. Crazy time to be doing all this with everything going on in the world and in the country, but chugging away slowly but surely. Everyone's got to drive around in their vehicles. We're just helping them get back on the road as fast as we can. So keep fighting the good fight. Later. What a difference 24 hours makes. We're able to ship a lot of stuff today. Ripped just about every unit that we had out this afternoon. My guys, God bless them, they kick butt. Only thing we're waiting on again, parts. And it's all the little stuff on the trannies. This is a 6L80, and there's the 50 for the Camaro, I believe. I'm trying to see. Parts are scattered for them. Just waiting on some parts, hopefully we get them tonight. Camaro's up, tranny's out. A couple more parts that should possibly be put back together tomorrow. Tahoe with that 6L80, couple more parts. That should be go back together tomorrow. Billet converter. Dodge came in. Just had the starter replaced 2 days ago at a tire shop. We kept hearing the starter spinning. Took the starter out, and flywheel, it cracked. You know, bolts are intact. The rest of it spins. That's got to come out tomorrow. Beamer, we're going to do a swap on the trans for one of our wholesale account. Genesis, everyth's out on that. That's on the builder's table to get built tomorrow. Funky with that one because there's a couple different parts kits for it. Switching over to the Caddy, which is CTS. That tranny's here. Get that. Gotta open it up tomorrow, and there's an electronics kit that's got to be replaced on it. But the only way to get to it is to take the trans out. And of course, 55 still here waiting on parts. Working through. Here's that Genesis unit. We're looking up everything based on the parts we have and valve body and such, but there's some funkiness between like 3 of the models, which we're doing some research on now. Well, we should find out what's going on with that. That'll be opened up over here. We got everything clean, ready for tomorrow, and that's it. But let me tell you, these guys bang stuff out really quick. That Challenger is gone. That Charger is getting picked up tomorrow. We're off Thursday and Friday for the holiday and Saturday, so again, just trying to move as much as we can in a short period of time with the workers that we got. The really only thing holding us back, more so than anything else, is parts coming from different, states across the country. Different shipping lines with FedEx, UPS, USPS. That stuff kind of bites you in the butt this time of the year, especially with everything else going on and Christmas here. And but chugging on through. Hopefully get a lot of this stuff out tomorrow. I'll be good. All right. All right, here we are, Wednesday, just before Christmas Eve. Had a nice surprise in this this Dodge Caravan. Remember yesterday I was showing you flywheel, some kind of damage. Well, here's a pretty picture of what happened here. Open it up, pull the unit out. That's what we get. On top of that, rear main seal and the case around it. Got to replace both of those. It's leaking and damaged. Who the hell knows how that got hit there. And new starters there, so we know that they replaced the starter. And on top of everything else, torque converter got all torn up too. So torque converter, flywheel, the mounts are shot. So a whole lot of work for a little bit of damage here on this. But holy shit, see the flywheel like this, you don't see that every day. It was really cranked in. But another day in the life of an auto shop, right? Here we are on first Tuesday of the year and got a full parking lot. Just walk you through what we got going. Stick car here on the Nissan Suburban, I think 6L90. That's got to get pulled. Tahoe, rear end's all jacked up. I'll get some pictures of that later. That's got to be fully rebuilt. Ford truck, shifter cable is busted. We're putting that in. We also got to test drive it afterwards. Blackwood's still here, did the drive shaft. It's new, but unfortunately didn't fix the shuttering like between 51 and 54 miles an hour. It's the weirdest thing going on, but get that figured out. That's actually getting tranny pulled right now as we speak. That 76 vet. This sucker is down and out. A little bit of oil pan leak there, but nothing too crazy. Just got to be just taken apart and fully rebuilt. Acura TL. Up, trans is out, that's getting rebuilt. Mazda 3, trans is out, getting rebuilt. Odyssey still here. The case has actually got some marks and issues with it. So you can see it too well, but it was all scarred up and marked, but really not much you can do outside of that. And same thing happened to the sprag and pulleys that go along to that area. That's this other fence truck. This tranny just came. These are bigger trannies. This came out yesterday. The guys actually do it right here on the ground, just because it's a little too big for our lifts with the height and the weight. So that's the only one we really got to do on that area. But good start to the week, good start to the year. Got to keep it going. Later. Chivalry is not dead. Out here in the back parking lot, you know, walking through and parking some of the cars, and someone's been having some fun out back here. But at least he did it for her pleasure. You know, what a guy. Back parking lot, all these cars, a little bit of oil. Hey, maybe it helps with the lube. We had another shop send over a car here with a quote-unquote leaky transmission. Put it up on the lift here. You know, I drove it, 15 miles just to come through, and I want to just show you real quick what we found. This is pretty common. You know, someone comes in with transmission leak and then it ends up being something up top and it's not a transmission. So here we are on a nice sunny day in South Florida here. Wanted to let you know about a weird situation that happened this week. So 5 or 6 years ago, there was a transmission builder that had actually died in this shop. He, I think he had a stroke or a heart attack, hit his head on the bench, and fell down to the ground and passed away. It was an unfortunate accident. That was, I think, almost 5 years to the date of this week. So Monday came around and we get a truck in. We pull it out and there's markings on it and such. We actually put markings on our transmission cases to identify them in future use and make sure no one's claiming certain things against us, warranties and the like. So we actually pulled this vehicle here out, this garden truck, fencing truck, and saw that the transmission was actually marked with his markings. And the weird thing was, it was done like 8 years ago, so you know it did its due course in the time frame of what kind of work it needed to do. But Monday, which was January 4th, is the actual exact day or date that he had passed away in the shop. So he passed away 5 years ago on the bench. This unit comes in out of this truck 5 years later with his markings on the same day. It was just a weird, random experience, but you know, it goes to show you weird things do happen. Unexpected happens, but it was just an odd thing that you don't see every day. So I wanted to get a quick posting on that. And it's nice, hey, that transmission with all that work that has gone through on our side of things has been built for 8 years. It means they're going pretty strong, especially with the use and the abuse that those types of these types of vehicles get, because these guys don't mess around, especially the long guys. Man, they're taking corners in these things at 80 miles an hour all the time. So hey everybody, it's Friday here. It's after 7 o'clock. I had to do some dirty work. I had a truck that just finished up right after 5. The shop that we had to bring it to closed it at 6. So I said, hey, time for me to get some cash, head down the street, drop off the truck, take an Uber back. But it's a time-consuming scenario, and it's been a long week, first week of the year. A lot of action, a lot of activity. I've been here until 7, 8 o'clock almost every night. You know, paperwork and getting stuff situated, you know, for these YouTube videos, for the marketing online, a whole bunch of stuff that an owner takes on, an entrepreneur takes on. This is the behind the scenes crap of what you see. You know, I'm struggling. I want to get this check because I have to pay payroll every Friday. And that doesn't just magically appear. You know, there's some days, some weeks where we take in tons and tons of cars. Between waiting on parts and waiting on lifts, you know, it looks good at the beginning of the week, but then we only had 3 or 4 leave the facility and get paid for. And, you know, we got another roll coming next week of getting everything else out. But like I said, payroll has to be on Friday. There's supplies that need to be paid for. We go through 55-gallon drums of mineral spirits, 55-gallon drums of synthetic fluids. I got a 250-gallon drum of regular transmission fluid. Part of the business, part of the process, I know. But the reality is, you know, everyone thinks, oh, you charge so much for transmissions, or transmissions are so expensive. Why do I have to pay so much? What goes on behind it? A, parts are expensive. B, labor is expensive. C, to keep running and pay for all these supplies on top of it, we have to charge that amount. And then, you know, the building. I own the building here. Insurance is not cheap. Everything else, to even taking care of it with lawn care and shrubs and whatnot, water bill, it all adds up. It's the stuff that you don't see that I'm paying for, that I'm not putting all this money in my pocket at the end of the week. It's a lot to take on. Is it easy? Not at all. Do I have to wake up early? Absolutely. Do I have to stay late? Absolutely. Do I enjoy it? Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, there's only one person that I could point my fingers at and saying you're doing good or you're doing shitty, and that's me. And I like taking on responsibilities like that. Some people don't. Some people just want to come in and do that work for the next 5, 10, 20, 50 years, and they're fine with it, and that's fine. You gotta, understand that everyone has different perspectives on what they want in life, what they want to do in life, how hard they want to work, what schedules they want, everything like that. There's nothing you can just sit there and make, and it's just a set schedule for everybody involved. There's hustlers, guys that work for me actually go and do work at night on the weekends as well, just to make a couple extra bucks. So it's a lot to take on, especially this industry. It's blue collar, it's dirty, it's messy. Like I said, now you know that there's a lot that goes into these parts, other than just thinking that we're profiting 99% every time that someone walks through the door, because that is not the case. A lot of these big and blown up transmissions where we're replacing planetaries, drums and everything else, we don't make much. Sometimes we actually lose based on how much we have to dig into it. Week by week, we can take on 3 to 5 jobs. The following week could be 5 to 10 to 15. Granted, we can't get them all out in the same week because I don't have enough manpower and lifts to do such a thing. But it's rolling with the tide, and you got to understand that's how it works. It's not this cash flowing empire that everyone thinks it is. It's a lot to take on. Put in the work, and put in the back end side of things, and you can make it a nice, fun, enjoyable thing. But the most important thing is to have an enjoyable, fun time. I'm passionate about this. I enjoy managing guys. I enjoy managing and dealing with customers and watching their face when the car that's been down for so long and then giving them issues for so long is now fixed. They don't have to get a new car. They don't have to pay new car insurance and everything else that comes along with it. And they can fix what they have and enjoy it themselves. So just a quick take on the reality of what it takes to run a business. Anyone who's thinking about getting into it, hey, test it out. I don't know. I like jumping in the deep end and just going from there because I learn the fastest and quickest that way. Some people like to do baby steps and test out the waters that way. So try. If you don't try, if you don't put in any effort, if you just keep talking about it and never doing it, it's not going to get you anywhere. You just got to do it. It's just one of those things. But keep at it. I'm tired. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. Got a couple dogs at home that are saying the same exact thing to me right now. So gotta go take care of them. Keep liking, keep commenting, get some more subscribers through this, just to see the reality of what a true blue collar business takes to run in 2021. All right, later. Let's go.